They have a little mind of their own, that's for sure.
It's amazing how different it is. I always heard it, you know, my parents would say stuff, the difference between me and their parents and their grandparents.
Yeah.
Now,
And now she's got you right. I know mine does, and I'm getting a new little boy in, August, so.
awesome.
Yes, I'm pretty excited about that. Life is good.
So you have one
Have one.
who is 4 and it's she.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's gonna be a Hugo.
That's even better.
Isn't it
Now you
nice?
got BB guns, pocket
Oh,
knives, and all
yeah.
that kind
Oh,
of stuff.
see, and I'm not familiar with boys because I just have one child, that's my daughter, and, so this will be a whole new world.
You can tell right now, it's gonna be spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's kind of the way God designed it.
Yeah,
Or
my
the way it's
granddaughter.
been determined so far.
Oh, she's so spoiled. Every time I go to town, I buy her about 10 prizes. I just can't control myself. Oh, maybe.
Oh,
No,
no.
not looking too promising. Who knows? You never can tell.
That's exactly right.
Mhm.
So Kenneth, where's everybody at?
I ain't heard from nobody today.
You don't have to be chair tonight.
You're about to take the big chair then?
It looks like it, you know, it's gonna show up in about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to answer for you.
Hello, sir.
Howdy, howdy.
Okay.
Maybe I'll sit over here.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any of the others out front, Mike?
Christopher's on his way in, and, yeah, where did Canola go? Oh, he's sitting in the hall.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
I think I saw him come in. He's talking to Judge Caswell in the hall.
Probably having a pretty flat.
Kenneth was already reading over his paper.
Stand down.
Nice, Mike.
Everybody.
Oh, no, oh. Yeah,
Yeah, you have to worry.
I know, he was about to start.
Stuff together.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of distributions for you to find that ever.
I will do it.
I'm sorry, they can pile up.
Well, I know. That's okay.
Only
That's not a problem.
That's to make a point, just be aware.
I can sit up straight somewhere, but not.
I don't like
I'll give me just
at
a
all.
minute.
Wow.
I didn't catch you.
Why do you say it's on the road?
Takes me back to my high school days.
You say it's on the road.
Don't talk to
Now, then, what? Oh, wait. Switch.
Cynthia's gonna be here tonight.
Didn't she say she had going to Ohio this week? I think she said
She said
something.
she was going on Ohio, but I don't know this week, maybe it was this week.
I think she told last.
I believe that's right.
Told me, no, she wouldn't be here until she going to.
Oh.
I'm glad to have somebody doing this.
If I could hear things, I've got nails off.
Yeah. Oh, we're ready. Well, let me say good evening to everybody. I do apologize for coming in for the last minute. I don't normally like to do that, but guess I lost track of time. This time I'll call the current monthly Planning and Zoning Commission public hearing to order and welcome everyone in attendance. Let me introduce myself. My name is Canola Scott. I am at this point, the commission chair. I am required to read certain statements to the group, and I'm going to do that at this moment, and then we will get into our hearing. As the first order of business this evening, I am required to read a few statements regarding the zoning process. Should you have any questions after I finish, please raise your hand and I will try to answer them. Zoning directly affects private property rights. These include the rights of property owners to the enjoyment and the use of their property, and the right of adjacent property owners and the general public not to be unreasonably harmed by specific land use. Tonight is the first of two public hearings that will be held. A second public hearing will be held before the Madison County Board of Commissioners at this location at 6:00 p.m. on, I believe it's July 3rd.
Yeah, move to the 10th, sir.
The 10th, July 10th. July 10th. Attendance by the applicants and their representative is not required in these public hearings, but your attendance is encouraged in case there's questions come up that I may not be able to answer. As to the order of business tonight, first I will introduce the applicant, and then the zoning administrator will give her comments. Then the applicant or their authorized agent will come forward, state their name and address, sign in, then state the reason for their request. You may provide any other information or documentation supporting the application. Next, the planning and zoning members will have the opportunity to ask the applicants questions to clarify their understanding of the issue relating to the application. Afterwards, I will open the floor for public comment in support of or in opposition to the request. We're required by law to allow at least 10 minutes on either side for public comment. Anyone who desires to speak will give their ample time to express their support or opposition to the request. However, we ask that you be brief as possible and not repetitive in your comments. We encourage groups with like concerns to elect a spokesman to make your presentation. All comments will be addressed to the commission and not to others in attendance. No personal attacks will be allowed. The Madison County Planning and Zoning Commission is a recommending body only, consisting of concerned citizens who are appointed to a 4-year term by the county commissioners. We are a fact-finding body that visits the properties under consideration, review information associated with the application, consider public comment raised during the public hearing, and within the guidelines of the comprehensive plan and other land use ordinances, make recommendations to the Board of Commissioners regarding their application. The final binding decision on each request will be made by the Madison County Board of Commissioners here on Monday night, July the 10th. I emphasize that every applicant or their representative is not required to be present at that second hearing. but I recommend that you do in case there is questions that I cannot answer. Does any member of this commission need to recuse themselves tonight of any rezone request? If not, I will ask the commission to please introduce themselves to the audience and tell who you represent, starting with Stephanie.
My name is Stephanie Harvin. I represent District 3.
Good evening, Bruce Gandy, District 5.
Kenneth Bradley, District 1.
Canola Scott, appointed by the Madison County Chairman of the Board of Commissioners.
Lee Mitchell, District 2.
And William Smith, District 4.
Thank you all. Ms. Tracy, would you like to introduce yourself and you can begin?
Okay, Tracy Patrick, zoning administrator. All right, first up,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you for reminding me. Running late, sometimes you forget stuff. I'm a true man of faith, and I always actually like to begin with a word of prayer. So if you would, please stand with me, and it's never too late. Let us pray. Eternal God, our fathers, once again that we are bowed in our presence, thanking Thee for life, health, and strength. Thanking Thee for allowing us to be here tonight. Our Father, we ask that You make this meeting what You would have it to be. Our Father, get into the minds of those that have to make decisions that will make the proper decision. Our Father, we ask that You bless each and every one in attendance. Our Father, we ask that You, as we leave this facility tonight, that You ride with us and be our protector. Our Father, bless this entire world. Bless this United States. Bless those who are in leadership. Our Father, and we'll be so careful to give You all the praise and the glory. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, our first applicant, please.
Yes, sir. First up, Summer Puckett, applicant for her mother, Carol Cicero, is requesting to rezone her 14.35 acres from A2 to AR to allow 2 4-acre splits to gift her children from home sites. The property is located, it does not have an address yet, 0 East Commerce Road in Commerce on map 12, parcel 168 in District 1. And so they had just bought the property and she is wanting to have her 2 kids on the property with 2 4-acre splits, and then she will reside on the remaining acreage of 6.35.
Okay, Ms. Puckett, are you here?
Sorry, I didn't know when I should come up.
Please come up and tell us who you are, your address, and sign in.
I did
I guess
that,
there's a
yes.
sign-in sheet here.
Yes.
And tell us what you'd like for us to know.
So my mom purchased this land just so she could have a little bit more space and give my sisters a little bit more space than, you know, in a neighborhood and things like that. So it's just solely for my mom and my 2 sisters to live on and, you know, have a garden, have some coats or whatever they want to do. There's no plans to split it anymore, to add any other houses or anything like that as far as concerns for our neighborhood or anything like that goes. Just the 3 houses.
All right. Does any of the members of the board have any questions for Ms. Puckett at this point?
I'm assuming according to the sketch, all of these will have their own separate access driveways onto.
Yes, we were going to try to do easements just to get away from having to spend the extra money for 3 separate driveways, but based on the rules for the easements, it wouldn't work, and it would just be too long.
All right, any other questions?
Oh, y'all be on septic tank out there, there'll be separate septic tanks each one off.
More than likely, yes.
And water?
It's cited for city water, so we do plan to have meters, put in for the city water, county, city. They will not be well, I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
At this point, I'll open up the public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in support of this rezone request? Anyone here like to speak in support of this rezone request? Hearing none, is there anyone here like to speak in opposition? Anyone here wants to speak in opposition? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board, and I will entertain a motion to approve with conditions, or to deny.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move to be approved.
Have a motion by Gandy.
Second.
We have a, second by Kenneth. Any questions? Any comments? Not, we will open the, with Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
This approved. We will recommend to the Board of Commissioners that they approve this request. Again, I would recommend that you come on the 10th, and they will also have a second public hearing.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you very much. First, next.
Okay, next up, we have Michelle Kay, and she is requesting to have a variance to allow a home to be built on the property that cannot meet the front property line setback with a deficit of 35 feet, and it's due to septic and water issues. The property located at 7959 Highway 29 North in Danielsville on map 61, parcel 61 in District 4.
Good evening, Ms. Kay.
Hey, good evening.
Please let us know what your intentions are and what you'd like us to know. Anything you'd like us to know.
Sure, and I made a little printout. I didn't know if you wanted me to hand it out, and that way.
Be fine if you'd like to.
Okay. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. I live at 506 Chastain Road in Danielsville, right around the corner from this property. It was originally our intention to remodel the property, but as we started to get into it, we got a remodel permit, and the county's been great. They've been great. Planning and zoning have been working with us on it. It just became more and more apparent that the house is too close to the road. And if you guys will look at, well, the first page just kind of tells you the condition of it. And it's actually not as bad on the inside as it is on the outside, but if you look at the second page, it's literally, this corner of the property is right at the right of way of the road. And I don't know if you're familiar with that part of the road that the traffic moves very fast up there. So really, for us, it became more of like a safety thing. And as we got to thinking about it, we thought it might be better overall to demolish the house and then maybe build something that move it back. And we feel like we can meet the back and the side setbacks, but the septic tank has been determined to be good and a functional septic tank. So we thought maybe that we could do something in line with what's already there, but just set it back. But we just don't think that we can meet the front setback. But we would like to see if we can do that, but still be able to move it back some.
All right. Anything else?
And then I think it's just there, I just attached the additional stuff and then kind of like something that we were, hoping to try to put in its place that kind of falls in line with the area.
Okay. All right, any questions from the board, Mr. Kay? I have one. How far back do you think that you can move it and still be functional with your septic tank and well and all that?
That was kind of the question, depending on the plan that we pick and if you guys approve us. But we had asked for, a variance, I think, for, I think it was 35 feet.
Mhm.
And we think that we can meet that. But we were gonna
You'll be 35 feet short of what's required.
That's right. And I think it was 70 feet, or I think that's right, okay, yeah.
From the center line.
From the center line of the state highway.
That's correct.
Questions?
I was gonna ask you the dimensions of the home. It's about 65 feet long, right?
Let's see, the home that's presently there.
No, I'm talking
or the
about
one that we're-
You're proposing new home.
So this one is just an idea of kind of like the look, but we were gonna find a plan similar to that fit within the side and the back setbacks. Just depending on what you guys, if you guys were willing to approve that, but something that's sort of kind of a one-story, plan.
Is this a personal home or is this for rental or?
This will be for rental. I own the property directly across the street from it. It's the Old Country store, the H.D. Martin store that I refurbished a few years ago.
So with the length of the home being, say, 65 feet, my concern is squeezing it in and having adequate space on either side, but also getting it far enough back to address parking issues and driveway and turnaround, that kind of thing. What do you have in mind as far as handling cars?
So we thought by being able to move it back that we could do a plan. We feel like there's enough, there's really enough on the right-hand side, but we were gonna think about we can do a plan that has a garage or does not have a garage, but the plan we were looking at probably would do a front entry garage, or there is parking without a garage. There's plenty of, if you look at where we are kind of our drawing, there's more room over to the right side of the property. And by moving it back, if we had to.
If you're looking at it to the right side?
Correct. If you're standing at the front of the house looking at it.
So is the well that's there going to be
Filled in, and we intend to hook into county
Do away
water.
with it.
Mhm. Yes, correct.
How many bedrooms is the property that is the structure that is there currently?
It's a 3-bedroom.
With a 1 bath?
That's correct. It has an upstairs room that could have technically been a 4th bedroom, in the upstairs of it, but
The septic inspection report, I mean, I know this is just gonna be a visual basically because of the condition, I would guess, of the property. Is that something where they gave a recommendation as far as the number of beds that this septic would be able to handle with the existing drain field?
they did not. The house was actually lived in until, January of 2019. It was a lived-in property.
So I actually spoke to Scott Sapp today from the health department, and he thinks 3 bedrooms is the max for the current system that's there.
Okay.
So the septic tank was checked out by the health department.
So they came out, and then prior to that, I had a gentleman from, that installs septic tanks come out and locate it and check it for me.
Do you know how long that septic system has been in there?
I don't.
I ask that because I'm just, what if you build this home and find out that the septic system doesn't operate efficiently? What do you do then?
Well, I guess that would be a question for my husband. We'd have to deal with it.
Clearly an unknown
Yeah.
with the septic system, it's there, yes.
My name's Bo, okay? I'm her husband and also her attorney at law. I don't think she needs an attorney at law.
I hope not.
But there's an old adage, something is better than nothing. Right now, it's grandfathered in, and we have a remodel permit, and we can take the structure that's there and put lipstick on a pig and we'll have what's there. It's not gonna have as good a tax base for the county. It's certainly not gonna be safe because it's right on the right-of-way. But that's why we haven't demolished it. We know that we can, if it's denied, simply take what we've got, make it look a little bit prettier, and go with it. I appreciate your concerns, and I've had that same thought. Wonder if we went that way, and then we determined that because the septic tank was put in before current health department regs and was done even before there are any regulations kept, you can't look it up, and it didn't work, what would we do? We'd obviously have to put in a repair field. And we've had the septic tank company that came out and looked at it tell us that based on the soils, there's certainly room there to add a repair line. So we would have that problem if we went with what's already there and just remodeled it. If the county gives us the ultimate right to move it back, which we'll move it back as much as we can without interfering with the current septic system, and we build something and find out that it's not adequate, we're still with the same situation we would be if we remodeled. We'll have to obviously go in and remove some trees, which we don't like to do, and put in an additional field line.
So you do have a backup plan, that sounds
That's our
like.
backup
If it
plan.
doesn't work, if it doesn't.
But none of us like to just, if it's working, don't fix it. So if the septic tank system proves to be adequate for a three-bedroom, two-bath house, we'll keep it, and if it's not, we're gonna have to put an additional field line. We've already paid the county for the water tap, so there's currently now county water on the property, and there's a meter there. Unfortunately, it's not sewage, and I don't think there are any plans to have sewage.
All right, any additional questions? That satisfy you?
Yeah, just one more question for me. Just to clear up the setback from the roadway or from the right-of-way, from the DOT right-of-way. The original proposed diagram that we got looked like it was going to be closer to the road than what this one is that you just gave us. So what is the actual setback that you're looking at on this one that you just gave us?
Until we actually pay for a plan that gives us the actual dimensions, we won't know, but we hope it's going to be significantly further back than where the house presently sits, which is right on the right away. And interestingly enough, and I'm comparing Madison County, which we're fond of. I mean, we've lived here for almost 17 years. With adjoining counties, the setback is defined from the center line of the highway rather than the right-of-way, which is significantly different than all of our neighboring counties that measure from the right-of-way. And it even becomes a little bit more confusing to interpret that against this particular location because there's a passing lane in front. So when you say that in the code, Madison County Code says the center line, well, is that the line separating the northbound and southbound traffic, or is it the center of the road pavement? Right. But we're hoping to answer your question to get it back, hopefully 35 feet from the right-of-way.
Okay. That's farther back than what I originally had thought was going to be. And my concern, I was glad to hear you say that you were concerned about the safety with the home being so close to the road.
The traffic's very fast there.
And the parking was an issue, I guess, that I wanted to get cleared up, to make sure you had an adequate room to pull in off of the road, turn around, and then go back out instead of backing out.
You would not, no, it's not
anything
safe
like
to do that, no.
Any additional questions from the board?
Just to confirm, your present setback right now is essentially less than a foot off the right.
Yes, sir, it is.
So this would gain you another 30 feet.
We're hoping.
You'll have to excuse us, because we've been looking at this sketch for 2 weeks. The sketch is significantly different. So, I mean, just the way the house is, on that one, the right corner is way farther up, so I'm just overlooking it for a minute.
Well, on the one you're looking at, the right corner is close to the right-of-way, but it's still, if you compare it against the existing structure, probably
Oh, yeah.
4 times further back.
You just kind of threw me off when you said you were gonna put the driveway on the right, because I've been looking at that sketch. So-
Right, and the sketch that we've got is the one that we originally kind of hammered out that morning, so that is,
Do you know exactly, have they flagged where the septic tank and the tank and the lines are?
Yeah.
We've located the actual
Tank.
tank, the concrete, so we know exactly where that is,
So you can't move that you're moving the house back as far as you can
without being on top of the
Without
tank.
safely, yeah.
I just, a 50% reduction is the massive reduction. I think it's common to do maybe a 25%. So, for reference, if we were giving you a variance on the right side, that would put you, a 50% reduction would put you 7 foot off the property line.
Right.
So your neighbor might not like that. Luckily, your neighbor in the front is the state, so you don't.
Chris, do you have something to say? You
I
have
was just
something?
on, let them know, that it's confusing with the setbacks, Commissioner Bob. Because it's a 3-lane through there. When it's a 3-lane, we had to go to the 911 right-of-way book, just so everybody knows, and it's from the center of the road where it's 3-lane, where normally it's from the.
Well, that says center line.
Center
in the
line.
code. And to
Yeah.
me, a line is the paint.
Yeah, we had to go back to the DOT setting because it's a state road instead of the county. That's where there's some incongruency there.
Okay.
Trying to please Big Brother.
Any additional questions?
I just had one other thing, and if I could, as far as the septic is something that I'm a little bit concerned with, and I'm not trying to major in the minors, but at the same time, if we do discover something with this, and this does predate any type of health regulations or whatnot, if you do have to update it, Christopher specifically, how does that come into play with any wells that are located on adjoining properties, because it's just such a small parcel? Currently, you have to be within 100 feet of septic.
Outside, not closer than 100 feet.
Correct. You have to have a 100-foot buffer there between an existing well and a septic tank. What happens if you put a new set of lines in? Does that come into play at that point?
That would be with the health department and their approval of a septic permit to come in. But there's also other ways, whether or not the case chose to go it, or if the state offered like a compost toilet in case it was too close, or if they could buy a septic easement from a neighbor to extend out where it went on their property for the purpose of the lines. But there's other options available, they're just not hemmed in.
Excellent. I just want to make sure that you're aware of that on the front side, because I would hate for you to put the expense of going forward, and then you get to that point, and then
I appreciate
truly you are hemmed in. on
We had
something.
the same situation directly across the street. The old country store is now a short-term Airbnb rental, and a lot of people rent it for when they're coming into this area for weddings. But that septic system was put in before records were kept or required.
Sure.
And not inspected, and we located that tank, and we've been fortunate, we've not had to do anything to expand the system.
No, I'm not trying to put any
But
juju on you.
you're right.
I'm not trying to stretch your imagination. I just, as a person who owns multiple properties myself, that is difficult when you have to go in and fill in a well,
It
and
is.
then we want to have great neighbors and neighborhoods, and those are the kind of things that can create friction. Is the only reason. I'm not trying
I
to
agree.
identify.
We don't want any friction with our neighbors.
All right. Anything else? Not, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open the public hearing for this particular rezone request. If anyone here wants to speak in favor of this rezone request, please come forward, state your name, and tell us what you want us to know.
All right. Hi, I'm Maria Clickhorn. My husband and I live in the property adjacent to the south side of
Michelle and Bo's property we are discussing. My mom, I also represent her, has the property at the back of the property. We are greatly in favor of upgrades to the property. The current property is run down, it's ugly to look at, it's right there at us. We have the same concerns and that we have discussed with Michelle and Bo about the location of the existing structure, as well as plans for the sewage and water, and we felt like, water was easy. You could go with the county water, and knowing what they did across the street, and it's a gorgeous place. I have no doubt that they can figure out the sewage plan and make that happen successfully. But I do really, our biggest concern that I want to stress is the need for the structure to be moved back. For many, many years, since Highway 29, I think it was early 1990s, because our daughter was just born when they started work on widening the highway. Mr. Walls, his family, they were paid to move that house back. They never did. And we have had problems ever since. When we need to turn left toward Royston, we barely have any view at all, and we've had many close calls. And if a car is parked in front of the existing structure, there is no view whatsoever. There's been a few times where we've just taken our best, held our breath and tried, and then had to just basically turn back over into the side of the road. So that is the biggest concern. We're in favor of a pretty nice new structure. I have confidence. We've already seen what they can do. But I greatly ask your approval that they be allowed to do something and move it back so that we can comfortably finally leave our house without fear of not making it into Highway 29. And then, my mom, of course, she's at the back, and she only said, I have cows back there, and as long as the sewage issue was not a problem for me and back there, and she said, and she too had faith in them because of what they've done. That's our concern. So if you help them, it will greatly help us. So we appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anyone else wants to speak for this rezone? Anyone else? So anyone wants to speak in opposition? Anyone wants to speak in opposition? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board, and I will entertain a motion to approve with conditions, or deny.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve as requested.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Did I get a second? Did I get a second?
Yes, sir. You just got a second.
Okay. We got a motion by William, second by Bruce, to approve. Any further discussion? If not, Bruce, I believe it's on you.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it has been approved. Again, there will be a second public hearing on July the 10th. I would suggest that you please try to attend. It's not required, but you can represent yourself a whole lot better than I can. All right, moving on. Tracy.
Next up is Melinda Baker. She is requesting to rezone her two adjoining properties containing 3.37 acres and 2.78 acres from A2 to AR to bring the lawfully non-conforming properties into compliance with zoning regs by combining into one tract with 6.15 acres. Properties are located at 788 Highway 172 in Colbert on map 71, parcel 90 and 90-01 in District 5. And Ms. Baker is currently trying to obtain a loan, and she is from the USDA funding, and they are requiring her properties to be in conformity with our zoning regs. So, since her properties are A2 and they're such small tracts, they are wishing for it to be combined, and the only way we can do that is by rezoning it to AR to allow her funding. And your home burnt down about a year ago.
A little over a year.
So this has been a real struggle for her, but that's the rezone request.
All right, thank you. Ms. Baker?
Yes.
Just have any additional comments, or anything to add to what she has told us?
No, she did good.
Okay.
I just need, Tommy Paul is going to survey it into one track, combining the two. He's going to come over and do a survey for the one track, either the end of this week or next week, weather permitting.
All right. Any questions for Ms. Baker?
Ma'am, just from curiosity, which of the parcels was your house on before it burned down?
The three, it's a front one. All the other everything else is on that parcel. But I bought it as foreclosure, and it was legally two tracts. And now we gotta make it one.
Okay. Any further questions or comments? If not, thank you, Ms. Baker.
Thank you.
All right, we will open the public hearing, and is there anyone in the audience that's in favor of this rezone request, or would like to speak in favor of it? Anyone like to speak in favor of? Hearing none, is there anyone here who would like to speak in opposition to it? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the board, and I'll entertain a motion to approve with conditions, or to deny.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
Second. We have a motion by Kenneth and a second by Lee to approve. Any discussion? If not, yes, it's you, right? Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, it has been approved, so you can continue on, and then I would suggest that you do attend the public hearing on July 10th.
Yeah, I will.
Because the final decision will be up to the Board of Commissioners.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Four.
David.
Okay, Commissioner.
Okay, next up, Charles and Sandra Langford are requesting to rezone a 2.98 acre portion of their 12.98 acres from A2 to AR to split off for a home site for their nephew. The remaining 10 acres will stay in the A2 zone. The property is located at 544 Pine Tree Road. That's in Danielsville on map 56, parcel 135 in District 2.
All right. Ms. Langford? Y'all can tell us what you want us to know.
That's we want my nephew to build a home out next to us. We own up in age pretty good, we have no young'uns. And he's wanting to build a house next to us. He's been taking care of us for the last 3 years because of an accident I had. And we'd like to, y'all improve it for us to get a home built there, which all we have is mobile homes on the road now, you know, in which we have county water and all that there, you know.
All right, anything else?
That should be it, you know.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
All right.
Any questions? Any questions from the board?
I'm assuming by the diagram that the driveway will be accessed, no easements involved, there'll be a driveway directly on Pine Tree.
Yeah, there's a driveway there going on Pine Tree Road there.
Anyone else? Not, thank you so much. All right, we will open the public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak for this rezone request? Anyone like to speak for this rezone request? Hearing none, is there anyone here would like to speak in opposition to this rezone request? Anyone like to speak in opposition? Hearing none, we'll bring it back to the board and we'll entertain a motion to approve with conditions or deny.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion by Lee,
Second.
second by Stephanie. Any questions, any comments? Not, I believe it's on me, and yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. Ms. Lightfoot, you that is approved. Again, I suggest that you show up on the 10th.
Thank you.
All right, number 5.
Okay, next up, David H. Drake Jr. is requesting to rezone his 7.38 acres from A1 to AR to bring the lawfully non-conforming property into compliance with zoning regs and to allow 2.369 acres to be split and gifted to his grandchild, and the remaining 5.01 acre tract will include his son's existing home. The property is located at 853 Fulton McClellan Road in Colbert on map 45, parcel 106-01 in District 5.
All right, Mr. Drake. Want to add anything to Ms. Tracy's comment?
Well, this, property come from my dad about in 72. And he divided it off between me and my brother and sister. He's got about 15 acres, and all of us live on it. We've divided it off between our children, and now it's time to divide off between the grandkids. And that's what we're looking at now, is the place for my grandkids to put him a place to live.
All right, sir. Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
On the 2.369 acre portion that's going to be gifted, where will the access be onto?
There is already a drive put in at the access on the Jack Sharp Road.
Okay.
There's a 100-foot opening right there.
Okay.
It's already been, the drive put in there.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it surveyed off, and the next day it was surveyed, put in a drive, 18-inch cover.
Now, will this be county water or is it well?
Debate. It's 700 foot from the county water line. Debating on whether to put a well in or come from the county or not.
Any further questions? Any further questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone here who wants to speak in favor of this rezone request? Anyone here who wants to speak in opposition to this rezone request? Hearing none. Before we, entertain a motion, I would, this is prior to the change in the ordinance of the 4 acres, is that correct?
That's correct. It was accepted. In fact, there's a couple in there that it was accepted before that approval date.
Okay.
So they're grandfathered in per se.
All right. With that, I will bring it back to the board for a motion to approve with conditions, or to deny.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve this.
We have a motion by Bruce. I got a second. I will second that motion. Any questions or comments? All right, Lee?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Has been approved. Again, as I have recommended to all, if you please come on the 10th to present this same issue to the Board of Commissioners, because they will be the one that will approve it. But we will recommend from this board the approval of this rezone request. Anything else for the board tonight before we adjourn? Nothing? You got anything?
I spoke to the chairman and, hopefully went out yet in the emails, but we've been, making headway with acknowledging to the board that we're gonna recommend a moratorium on the
Yes.
kennel. So I put that into motion to the chairman, so hopefully it's started.
It's on the agenda.
So that will be on the agenda on the 10th. All right. Sounds good.
It's on the agenda for the 26th. I can't remember if it's action or discussion.
But we've got it on the radar.
Anyway, it's in motion.
Okay. All right. We'll figure out exactly what it will be brought forward.
And just for the board to note as an update for those that didn't know, the driveway ordinance getting passed and the new regs going in, that'll be part of the code of the county, not the zoning ordinance. But if y'all have questions, please reach out or read, do what you need to, and I'm here as a tool to help answer.
Okay.
And the driveway ordinance.
Anything else from Chris?
No, sir.
Nothing?
And actually, that's under new business as consider implementing a moratorium, so that would be up for vote on the 26th, this Monday, on the kennels.
Okay.
I just went ahead and
Expedited. That's very good. Okay. All right, with that, I get a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
We move the proper second that we're adjourned. We are adjourned until next time.
thank you. We've been out here in a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
648.
Thanks.
Early.
Been working hard.
See how the whole election came out.
About a decade. Not by choice.
No, ma'am, it'll just, we don't ever get it. Unless you need, no, I didn't know.
Attorney.
Oh, really?
Speak with you for a few seconds before you leave.
Thank you.
Tracy, can I sign these and bring them back to you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, there's a ton in there. Am I turning them on, or you turning them on, or vice versa?
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, William, for doing